Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots right here on iLLANOiZE Radio. And every single week, you come and you watch these great interviews, and you still ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on too.
This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, iLLANOiZE Jamz, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
It's iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. I'm your host, Biko, alongside Pretty Riot. My boy, iLLANOiZE Jones, man. And we still in this thing. We got a very special guest in the building. You know we bring you all the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today we got the homie GQ Tha Teacha in the building.
Thank you for coming through and hanging out with us.
It's an honor for y'all to have me here, man. Thank you for having me here. Salute.
So look, right? I'm gonna let y'all know how I came. Like I didn't. At first, it was like, who's this guy right here that's popping up in all these pictures, right? I don't know this guy. I'm seeing him everywhere, right? So me and my partner, shout out to Smash Cash Radio, we and then we're indulging in some good plants. You know what I mean? And it was like we was listening to something, and you was beatboxing. And I'm like, is he beatboxing or is he a rapper on here? It was like, what the fuck? Where is he from? What does he do? Google him. Let's figure out him and what he do. I come in a week later, boom, I get on live. Me and you go live together for the first time. And I'm like, man, I got to bring you up here, man. Because I saw so much. Even me just scrolling through your Instagram doing my homework, I'm like, because it's another thing. I was wanting to do some research on Pinkhouse. That's how it all started. I was trying to learn about Pinkhouse, and I came across you.
Yeah, that's my big bro. That's my mentor.
So, like, I've heard of the legacy of Pinkhouse. I was a baby when that around that time. Like, who was Pinkhouse?
Okay. Well, first off, before I bring Pinkhouse into the game, originally I'm from New York.
Right.
I'm from Brooklyn, Brownsville, and I grew up in Belize. And I came to Chicago in '92.
Oh, so you're not from Chicago?
No, I'm from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, born there, grew up in Belize. I'm Belizean American. So when I first came to Chicago in '92, I didn't know Pinkhouse then. You know what I'm saying? When I first came to Chicago, it was this hip hop group that I used to hang out with called Euphonics. And we had just came from this hip hop party from this club back in the days called Lower Links. And my homie, his name Duro, he used to run the hip hop club Lower Links. And it was through Duro that I was able to meet Emcee Juice, Tony Baines, Bolani C. Bunch. Y'all familiar with the actor Wood Harris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Full The Wire. Freddie Rodriguez, Anch 13, and Pinkhouse. And one of my friends, his name Mike Shane, rest in peace, he used to own this hip-hop paper back in the days called Fly Paper. And Mike Shane also used to work with 106 Jamz. So he the one that connected me with Pinkhouse. At this time, Pinkhouse wasn't working with 106 Jamz. He used to work with this radio station, KKC, Kennedy King College radio station.
For sure.
So Mike Shane and Big Shoes introduced me to Pinkhouse. And Pinkhouse taught me everything that I need to know as far as music and connecting the dots and, connecting different artists with different artists. So if it wasn't for Pinkhouse, I would have never known DJ Premier. If it wasn't for Pinkhouse, I would have never known Chuck D from Public Enemy. I would have never met, y'all know George Daniels?
Yeah.
George the Music. I would have never met none of these people through Pinkhouse. So Pinkhouse, that was him and Mike Shane, rest in peace, those was my mentor. Those the guys that taught me how to connect the dots
right
in the music game.
With no that was before social media. It was none of that.
I mean, what even because when you linking with Pinkhouse, you came to Chicago.
Yeah.
So what even led you here to the city?
Well, I got families here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But majority of my family back in New York and Belize. But I got family out here, and you know, I don't know if y'all know the story about I used to rap on a train.
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know the
like-
story.
No. Talk
yeah.
to
What, yeah, hold on.
Tell
I
us
think
the
I'm about.
story.
No, go ahead. I gotta hear this.
Well, I didn't know. I used to rap on the CTA trains, on the red line and the green line. And I didn't know nothing about rapping on the train till I came to Chicago. And I was on the trains back in 92, 93, and it used to be this group, Neck and Bones, Gentleman Draft, Beans and Rice, Pork Chop. And it used to be this R&B group back in the days called Three Piece.
I remember
very nice.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I saw these guys was just singing on the train, rapping on the train, you know. And I was like, man, you know what? I rap too. So I'm like, shit, if they could do it, I could do it. So one time I'm on the Green Line train. I saw this guy on the train, you know, he was telling jokes, comedy. He was roasting people on the train. And this dude made like $40 off one cart. So when I saw that, I was like, God, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna have to take this rapping on the train kind of like a job now. So I walked up to him. I was like, man, bro, man, you inspire me, man. You make me want to come out here, start rap on the train and make my little money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he looked at me. He was like, man, you got an accent. He like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from New York and Belize. They're like, okay. He like, yeah, I hear the accent. He like, well, you rap? I'm like, yeah. So I kicked something for him, and he was like, oh, you do that Jamaican reggae shit.
You
huh?
remember
He like,
the rap?
yeah, I'm gonna kick it later. So he was asking me, he's like, man, what's your name? I'm like, my name's GQ Tha Teacha. I'm like, yeah, man, glad to meet you, man. He's like, man, you should do that, man. You'll make some money. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, man, what's your name? He's like, man, my name Bernie Mac.
Whoa!
And did you met him?
So you rapping on the train? You met Bernie Mac?
Yeah.
Wow,
And
I'm blown away.
yeah, you know, I used to see Bernie Mac on the Green Line train telling his jokes, making his money. And he used to be at these two clubs back in the days, Cotton Club,
Heard of it? Yep.
and it used to be this other club called All Jokes Aside. And it used to be Bernie Mac, my brother Leon Rogers from WGCI, Big Daddy Woo Woo, rest in peace, Dion Cole, Tony Schofield, D-Ray Davis, all of us, iLLANOiZE, GLC, all of us used to be at that club. You know what I'm saying? And Bernie Mac and Three Piece and all them dudes, they the one that inspired me to start rap on the train. And I was rapping on the train for almost 20 years.
I feel like I seen you on the train before. I
Yeah.
swear I feel like I seen you bust some
That's
clothes on the
dope.
train before.
History right
You know what I'm
there.
saying?
Yeah,
So-
for
Oh
real.
my God. I mean, as y'all see, we got a conversation ahead of us, man. GQ Tha Teacha is in the building. We're going to tap into a quick break. Is your business struggling? Trying to get your followers up? No problem. You can advertise with us right now. Tap that link above. Now let's get back to the show.
So I want to know, because before the break, you was dropping some quick gems on us. But I have to know, how did you get your name?
Well, my name is actually, it stands for God's quality. You know what I'm saying? That's where GQ come. My friends back in New York and Belize used to call me GQ. The teacher part came from one of my inspirations, my brother KRS-One.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The teacher. So I was like, you know what? Let me add GQ Tha Teacha, and that's how I came up with the name.
Being from New York, Belize, and you're from Chicago.
Yeah, this is my third. This is my third home now.
You've watched the beginning stages of hip hop. Is damn near that 90s era was like late 80s, 90s era was so strong. Like, what was it like being in the midst of all that from New York, from Chicago, seeing that, and from New York and Chicago? Like, what was that like? Like,
That's a good question. Well, you know what? A lot of the artists then I wasn't familiar with. it took people like Duro and Pinkhouse to put me up on these cats like 10. It used to be this group back in the days called 10 Trey.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be this group back in the days called OCU, Organized Crime Unit.
I heard about them.
Yeah. Then it used to be Black AG, rest in peace. Cool Rock Steady. You know, I learned a lot about these art. Ange 13 from Ill State Assassin.
Shout out Ange.
You know, I learned about a lot of these cats from through Pinkhouse and Duro. And Cassius D from Zulu Nation. Lord Cassius from Zulu Nation. So they the one that hit me up to a lot of these artists, man. But apart from that, I didn't know about none of these cats, man.
What was it? What was Chicago music scene like?
Back then, the Chicago music hip hop scene was awesome. It was dope as fuck back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that drill. You know, nothing against the drill cats, man. It wasn't none of the, you know, the Little Dirks and the G Herbos and you know, all that drill shit. That wasn't even on the scene. You know what I'm saying? The closest to that to me, and they dope as hell, was my fam's Crucial Conflict and Triple Darkness and you know what I'm saying?
The snipers and all
the snipers and all them. They, you know, and you know, Tifa and Sean and all them. You know what I'm saying? Even though Tifa and Sean was really on some hip hop boom bap shit, being around No ID and Doug Infinite and all them cats. You know what I'm saying? But that was the closest. You know what I'm saying? But they was dope as hell too, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
I gotta ask you, like, because you're from both eras. You know what I'm saying? You got the New York era and then you got the Chicago era. What are some differences that you've seen amongst the two?
Really, they were similar. They wasn't nothing different. Both of them were similar. It's like you got the hip hop, like the Fat Joe, KRS-One, Gangstar, Pete Rock. Then you got Common, No ID, Doug Inf, MC Juice, Akbar, Infamous Syndicate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We was the same thing, man. It wasn't nothing different. The only thing that was different was the fashion. The fashion in New York is a little more quick and stuff like that.
What about the opportunities?
About the same. I would say about the same.
What was radio like? Like here, like what was the radio like in that time, in that era of 90s hip hop? Like what was it like?
Well, as far as the radio here, Pinkhouse, if it wasn't for Pinkhouse, Pinkhouse used to play the real hip hop shit out here. Along with WH, you used to have WHPK.
Still do.
You know what I'm saying? With JP Chill, you know what I'm saying? Chili Q and all them guys, you know what I'm saying?
K-Max them up there now.
You know,
Pugs.
yeah, Kevin Maxey, Pugs Adams, you know what I'm saying? They holding it down. But Pinkhouse made it official. Him, y'all familiar with First Lady?
No.
First Lady, she used to work with 106 Jamz.
Okay.
She used to work with us as well too, you know what I'm saying? First Lady, Pinkhouse, Tifa. Tifa used to hold it down as well too, you know what I'm saying? As far as the real hip hop. So they the one that brung hip hop, because really it wasn't that much hip hop getting played on radio station here in Chicago, man. It was mostly mainstream music or house music, you know what I'm saying? But Pinkhouse made it official, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know.
I heard you say that when you mentioned 106 Jamz, and some people may not know you worked at 106 Jamz when things was around. And
yes,
I mean, can you let people know like what your experience was working there, and most importantly, what your role was?
I used to work for 106 Jamz. I used to do a media marketing and promotion. And what we used to do was, I used to work under Pinkhouse and Mike Shane. And what we used to do was, we used to be driving around in this 106 Jamz van.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to be driving around, putting up posters, and going to like different concerts. And whenever different artists come to Chicago, we used to drive them around while they doing either their album signing or promotion and stuff like that. And one of the first artist that I worked with, that we did promos with, me, Pinkhouse, was Nas. Yeah, we drove Nas around. This was an 18-year-old Nas, chiptune Nas, when he first dropped Illmatic. And one of the first record store I remember we went to George's Music.
Dr. Wax.
We also went to Dr. Wax. I used to work for Dr. Wax as well too. And we went to this record store on 71st and Jeffrey called Track One Records. Right, it used to be right. It's like Walgreens here. Then Track One Records right across the street. And my friend, he used to own that record store. Rest in peace, Dedry Jones. He used to work there, and he used to own it. And my homie, I don't know if y'all familiar with DJ 33 and the Third.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thomas. He used to work there as well too. So I remember it was me, Pinkhouse, my homie Ronadeb, Jello, that worked for 24/7 HH, Shrewd. My homie Mark, he owned this record label, Pegasus Records. And I remember, and Fate Newman. Fate Newman used to work for Sony Columbia Records. She's the one that actually signed, Emcee Search, actually. Y'all familiar with Emcee Search,
Yeah.
Third Base? He the one that, introduced Nas, but he the one that introduced Nas to Fate Newman.
okay.
So we at the record store, and Nas had his hat broke off to the left.
Mm.
And 71st and Jeffrey, that's nothing but folks over there. I learned my lesson the hard way, because when I first came to Chicago, I almost got my ass whipped as well too, because I'm new to Chicago. I didn't know, you wear your hat to the right or left in certain neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that time is tough. They was tough
They was
on that
on
back
it.
in the day.
Yeah. So I told Nas, I'm like, yo, son, this ain't New York, man. This is Chicago now. You're going to have to fix your hat up straight. So Nas was like, man, hey, I ain't tripping about that, man. I'm God body. I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to give you the heads up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fix your hat up straight, because they be tripping about that shit out here. So, Nas signing his autograph on Illmatic. Then he, out of the blue, he asked me in 33 and all of us, he's like, man, any stores around here that sell Philly blunts? He like, yeah, I'm trying to roll up. So I'm like, yeah, we know a store around the corner, you know what I'm saying? You can get some Philly blunts from. So me, Nas, my homie Ronadeb, and I think Mark, we walking down 71st by the railroad track.
Oh, y'all walking down the one.
And you're right. And he got his hat broke off to the left. And we looking at niggas looking at us all crazy and shit like that. So I'm looking at my boy, Ronadeb and Mark, and I'm looking at Nas. I'm like, Nas, I ain't trying to be rude, bro. Like, man, you're going to have to fix your head up straight, man. These dudes around here, they be tripping about that, man. And, Nas was like, man, I ain't tripping, son. I'm God body. So I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to give you the heads up, man. But I felt the tension.
Right.
So Nas was like, man, I ain't tripping about that, man. My man lifted his shirt up. My man had that blicky on him. I'm like, oh, okay. No, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Now I see why, you know what I'm saying?
Why you got
body.
I'm going to protect myself, but protect everybody that's with us right now.
Right. He had that blicky on him. So I was like, okay. So we walked down there. We showed him the restaurant. Pinkhouse used to own a chicken spot, Harold's Chicken Spot.
Word.
Yeah, he used to own a restaurant. And he used to live on 71st. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By Jeffrey and stuff like that. So that was one of my first promo I did with 106 Jamz. Then another one we did, it was a GD concert.
They let the GDs in the dough.
Yeah, it was a folks concert, and it used to be at this. It used to be the spot back in the days called the Amphitheater,
Oh, okay. I heard about
and
that.
it used to be on 43rd and Halsted. And it was me, Pinkhouse, Big Shoes, Spank Boogie that used to be on WGCI. Spanky used to work with us.
Okay.
I want to say what's the name was with us that day, Tone Capone. Y'all familiar with Tone Capone? Tone Capone used to work with us as well at 106 Jamz. He with GCI now. And man, bruh, it was so many, man. That was the first time I met Jay Prince from Rap-A-Lot Records
Oh man.
and Big Mike and Dayton Family and all these GDs, man. And it was like folks heaven up in there, man.
Did you feel any pressure?
Man, I felt kind of uncomfortable because I used to study, you know, the little 5% of stuff.
Right.
And the 5% of stuff they draw off the
Wow.
off the 5, you know what I'm saying? So I felt kind of uncomfortable being around there. So I told Pinkhouse and Big Shoe, like, man, you know what? I'm gonna chill up in the 106 Jam van while y'all up in there, man, because I feel a little comfortable. But that's when I first met, you know, Jay Prince, and I saw this light-skinned dude with finger waves in his hair, and his teeth was, you know, two of his teeth was missing. So I'm like, you know, I was like, man, who's dude? And they was like, man, that's Lil Larry. I'm like, Lil Larry? They like, yeah, that's Larry Hoover's son. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, they had like damn near 50, 60 niggas with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have stayed my
Yeah.
ass in the 106
You're right.
Jam.
On the real. You know what? I'm gonna roll up some posters, wrap them with rubber bands, and I'll bring them out to y'all.
So I worked with 106 Jams for like probably like 4 or 5 years. And, you know, I was able to meet all the, you know, First Lady, DJ Ferris, you know what I'm saying? All these cats. But then I think I left. I quit when Clear Channel.
It got bought out.
Yeah, by Clear Channel. You know, when they bought 106 Jams. And that's when they changed it from 106 Jams to Power 92. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, I didn't like some of the stuff Clear Channel was coming with. So I, you know, nothing against them. You know, they still my fans, man. Jay, you know, the program director, Jay Allen, that's fam. DJ Ferris, that's fam. Barbara Bam, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? They all fam, man. But I left from there. You know what I'm saying?
When Clear Channel was buying up broadcasting channels, was that like toward the downfall of radio? Would you think?
Yep.
Ooh, you know what? We gonna pause you right there.
Yeah.
And we finna jump into some music. Look,
We're gonna talk about it. Hold that thought.
y'all don't go nowhere.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty, starting riots right here on Illinois.
I'm gonna let you finish, but did you tell them to listen to iLLANOiZE Radio?
Every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Well, I was getting to that, but y'all made a point, so I hope y'all tune in.
Do that.
Wow.
Before we went to a break, I asked you a question because you were saying you get out the radio industry once Clear Channel started buying up everything. And my question was to you, once Clear Channel started buying everything, that's what killed the radio industry.
Basically, yes.
Like, what is it? What was some things that you saw that was like, oh, this shit ain't what's popping? No.
I'd rather
not for sure.
What's some things you feel like, you know, radio could utilize nowadays to bring back, you know, that good old fashioned fun radio again?
Well, this stuff I think y'all doing right now, and the stuff Kevin Maxey and WHBK is doing right now, I would love to see that come back to radio stations. I know it's not going to come back because it's not mainstream. It's not Sexy Red. It's not, you know, Cardi B. It's not none of this trash that's out right now. You know what I'm saying? But I love the stuff. I love what y'all doing at iLLANOiZE Radio, and of course WHBK, and of course us, what we doing at 24/7 HH. You know what I'm saying? You know, I love what y'all doing, man. And I wish that could make a forefront to radio stations, but like I said, unfortunately, it's not.
Do you feel like it was the money or the music that shifted radio?
Money.
It was the money.
Yes, definitely money. You know what I'm saying?
And if it got back to the music, you feel that I'm gonna answer it for you because we in radio.
Yeah.
If it get back to the music and the talent, I feel like things could possibly make a turnaround, but the money done already affected
Yeah.
the way
Now-
radio move.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. When my friend Kyle Santillion was working for, y'all know who Kyle is?
He was on GCI. Then he's on Morning
Morning Rush. Yeah. When Kyle was working at WGCI, him and Leon Rogers make sure they try to represent some of that real hip hop. They interviewed this artist that I'm actually close with, that I work with, Brittany Carter.
That's the homie right there.
They interviewed her live on WGCI. So they know where the real hip hop at. It's just that they working for corporate, so they gotta abide by
corporate laws.
Yeah.
Do you think that bridging the gap is gonna come from platforms like iLLANOiZE and 24/7 HH?
Yes. And actually, that's what I'm doing right now.
Good.
I'm bridging the gap with artists from my era, like Ange 13, Tony Baines, Cool Out Chris, Amina, Ayo, Akbar. I try to bridge them with the newer artists like the Brittany Carters, Freddie Old Soul, Vic Spencer, Fillmore Green, Rufus Sim, Panamera P,
I Am God.
I Am God, Monty Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's the way he lists them off that just makes me so happy.
I'm trying to bridge them all together, and I think my brother, shout out to my brother Golden Child. He's doing a good job with that as well too.
Unity concert coming soon.
Yeah, Golden Child and Tyree Hakeem. They bridging a lot of the gap with artists from back in my era with a lot of the newer artists that's coming out now. And that's what I'm really trying to do. It's like I'm trying to bridge the gap with them, but I want Chicago hip hop, underground hip hop, more to the forefront. I want people to know that this city ain't all about a Lil Durk or Chief Keef or G Herbo or nothing like that. We got some spitters out here, man. Y'all just had one of my favorite MCs up here a few minutes ago, Panamera P. That motherfucker, he dope as hell. Rufus Sim, Vic Spencer, Fillmore Green, Ange 13, Akbar, MC Juice.
These are barists,
you know what I'm saying? All these the people, rest in peace, my brother Twan Gabbs, who birthday just passed. Tifa, Shauna. It's like, these the people I want to see to the forefront more as far as Chicago hip hop.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Before we tap into 24/7, is it HH or can I say 24/7 hip hop?
No, 24/7 HH. Because somebody already got hip hop already.
Got you. So you just named you just named some people. I want to know like your current thoughts on where Chicago music culture stands.
As far as hip hop or just music in general?
I'm gonna say hip hop. Hip hop, or if you want to make it in general music, we could do that too.
Honestly, I'm happy. I love the direction Chicago music is going in right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all them people I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I love the way they moving right now. Yeah. Cool Out Chris, Amina, they got this hip hop stuff they do at Columbia College, teaching, the younger generation about hip hop from back in our era. And then, my brother Rico Shy, he got this school he doing where he teaches a lot of the younger generation about hip hop, but about other stuff as well too, as far as life and stuff like that. So I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? And, and being around Rico Shy and Vic Spencer and Panamera P and Fillmore Green and all them, they kind of like putting a spark back in me, make me want to get back and start writing and get back in the music.
Let me find out you finna drop a mixtape.
But in general, what led you to even retiring from the rap scene? We never even got into that.
I got kind of like depressed as far as my, I've been going through like health issue. And that's what another thing we need to talk about in this hip hop thing, your mental issue in hip hop and your health issue. I went through some health issue. I got kidney and heart failure, so I'm on dialysis right now. And it was because I got laid off my job. I broke up with my ex. Then somebody hacked my bank account, took $6,000 out of my bank account. All that stuff started crumbling down on me, and I just started getting depressed. And, you know, the stuff I was talking about in my music, a lot of cats really wasn't trying to hear it. You know, I was dropping a lot of knowledge. You know, I was on some KRS-One, Rakim type stuff.
Right.
And cats wasn't trying to hear that, man. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this music shit, man. I gave up on it. But I started hearing, like, for example, Brittany Carter. I'm going to tell you the story how I met her. A good friend of mine, who we all familiar with, the legendary Chuck D from Public Enemy. Take a nation of millions, hold us back.
I know you ain't finna say. I know you ain't finna say what I have to go ahead. I'm sorry. I know you ain't finna.
Chuck D had a show here in Chicago at this club called the Metro.
Okay.
So Chuck D called me and he was like, "Yo, GQ, I got you on the guest list." So I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, cool. I'm gonna come slide through." So, you know, I went up there and me and my homie, this comedian. I don't know if y'all familiar with this comedian named Damon Williams.
Yeah.
That's my brother. You know, Damon came up with Bernie Mac and all them dudes. So me and Damon went, and we at the Metro, we saw 4 raw MCs on the stage, and all of them was females. And it was Freddie Old Soul, Asha Omega,
That's my. She
Brittany Carter, and I forgot the name of the last one. But I heard Brittany, and I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? I'm like, man, she remind me of Bahamadia mixed with Kendrick Lamar.
You got Bahamadia in the playlist.
So I'm like, damn, she is dope. So I heard, I was like, okay, cool. So a couple of months later, I saw the video floating around with her rapping in the snow in the alley over Dilla's ish, and I'm like, okay, ooh, I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan. But what really connected me with her? She got a video. She rhyming over Dilla stuff with this other singer named Olive Blue. Olive Blue.
Yeah, Olive is
that's
dope.
my
Voice.
Olive Blue.
The
is-
voice.
So, you know, who used to be my friend at the time, you know, I don't really talk with him that much. I don't fuck with him because, you know, he be on some straight Hollywood shit. But Pete Rock reposted that video. And when I saw that video, I text Pete Rock like, yo, what the, like, who is this? And Pete Rock hit me up like, I just got up on her, you know, I saw somebody posted her stuff. So I hit Brittany in the DM and was like, yo, my name's GQ. I'm a big fan of your work. I work in the music world. I would love to do some stuff with you. And ever since then, me and Brittany
Locked in.
had a good
That's what brought you out of
relationship.
retirement? Brittany Carter brought you out of retirement?
She's one of them.
Hey.
Then, yeah, she's one of them. Then, Benny the Butcher posted this MC up on his Twitter and Instagram. So I'm looking, I'm like, damn, his name was God MC. I'm like, yeah, damn, this dude dope as hell. So I text Benny the Butcher. I was like, yo, who is this dude? He like, nigga, he from where you from? He from Chicago. I'm like, wait, hold up. How the hell I've been living in Chicago for years. I ain't never heard of this dude. So I did the same thing with him like what I did with Brittany. I hit him up in the DM like, yo, I just got up on you, bro, through Benny the Butcher, man. I'm a big fan of your work. I want to work with you. He's like, man, bro. He's like, man, I'm down with it. So he didn't know who I was. So how he found out about me was, I don't know if y'all know this MC from Chicago named Griffin.
Heard of him. Yeah.
Griffin, yeah. You know, Griffin, dope MC. He used to be signed with Face Mob, which is Scarface.
Okay.
You know, so I take it, Griffin schooled God MC, I Am God on who I was. So God MC hit me up and like, man, let's link up. So I linked up with him. Me and him linked up in Hyde Park. We chopped it up. I told him like, yo, I want to work with you. And I told him, like, I want to connect you with a good friend of mine, man, dope-ass producer. His name, Dr. Mindbender.
Mm.
So I introduced him to Dr. Mindbender, and they connected up with each other. And ever since then, they've been dropping hits.
Damn.
Look,
That's so dope.
You know, I got some God MC too. I got I Am God. I got
Hold
some
on.
new music.
How you just name drop legends all through this interview?
He's saying you might
Pete
know
Rock.
them as, and you might know.
Like you just name dropping
Yeah, I
Pete
do.
Rock, Chuck D, just
Nas.
Nas, like Pinkhouse, dog,
Wu-Tang.
like, and you know, like,
And I met all these people through Pinkhouse back in 92, 93.
So I have a question for you because you have a strong network. How do you maintain and upkeep relationships over the course of years like this?
I stay in touch with them. Like DJ Premier, you know, I met DJ Premier back in 93, him and Guru, you know, rest in peace. And how I met Premier and Guru was through Pinkhouse. And Pinkhouse introduced me to Guru, George Daniels, and Primo. And I got to hang out with him. You know, they did shows at the House of Blues. I had a good relationship with them. And same with Common. I was with Common when, man, Common used to be on some straight wild four-corner hustler, gang banging, whooping, you know, getting into fights type shit.
yeah, I could. Tell.
I was like literally with him when he, you know, y'all remember the group DOS Effects?
Yeah,
They won Effect, DOS Effects. Okay, well, one of the members from DOS Effects, Scoob, had beef with Common. So one night, DOS Effects had a show here in Chicago, and I don't know how Common caught wind that DOS Effects was in town. So I'm trying to remember the club they was at. So I was with my boy 33 and the Third, DJ 33 and the Third, and y'all familiar with Derek Dudley? That was Common manager, Derek Dudley. This one, he used to be signed with Relativity Records.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? This was when Fat Joe used to be grimy as hell.
Yeah.
Beat Nuts used to be grimy as hell. All of these people was on Relativity Records. So I don't know how word got to Common, like, man, DOS Effects in town. And Common was like, what? All right. So he walk up in the club. He had all them 87 goons with him. 47 goons, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking with Thomas and Derek Dudley, and I see Common talking with Scoob, and they exchanging words back and forth. And it got, you know, I could tell it's starting to get heated. I'm like, man, some shit about to kick off, man. And sure enough, it did, man. Common stole off a dude from DOS Effects. Wow. Motherfuckers start fighting up in there. I'm like, I knew some shit was about to happen. And then some months later, I get a phone call from a random number. I picked the phone up. It was Common. Common hit me up. I'm like, wait, how the fuck Common get my number? So me and him chopped it up. And Common was like, yo, GQ, I need you on one of my joints. I'm like, word? Like, yeah. I got this album coming out called One Day It All Makes Sense.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down with it. So I did the joint. It was me, Common, this MC named Bamski the Bigot, and the producer Doug Inf. And we did the joint at this studio. I don't know if y'all familiar with this studio called CRC,
Yeah.
Chicago Recording Center. So the joint came out dope. So I'm praying, and Common, that's my fam, man. He looked out for me, man. So I'm praying like, man, please, I hope this joint come out. Getting to find out, it didn't come out. I was mad as hell, man. They shelled it, man. Relativity Records. The dude that used to run Relativity Records at the time, he was the A&R. His name was Peter Kang.
Mm.
He also used to work with Infamous Syndicate, Shauna and Tifa.
Shauna and Tifa.
Shauna and Tifa.
You know what I'm saying? And I was mad, man, because I was like, damn, this was my shot right here, man. They could hear me rocking with Common, you know what I'm saying? But
What's some things that you see from this era and that era that makes you feel like Man, what that's a plus and a minus from both sides.
Well, for the plus, seeing what Vic Spencer and Fillmore Green and Brittany and God Emcee and Tifa and what they're doing right now.
Right.
That's like they bringing that. Oh, and my boy, he got this group, this MC named Bruiser Wolf.
Oh, Ops, the Ops.
Yeah, Andrew. I don't know if y'all know Andrew Barber from Fake Short.
Yeah.
Bruiser Wolf is dope.
Yeah. So, you said Bruiser Wolf. I thought you meant Bruise.
No,
my fault,
Bruiser Wolf.
Oh, my fault. Wrong person.
Yeah. That is, to me, they bringing back that real elements of hip hop back.
Okay.
Now the negative, the whole,
street stuff.
yeah. And I don't got nothing against street rap,
Right.
but I want to hear street rap with bars. That's why I like Panamera P
Right.
and Rufus Simmons, Jew Jilla. I want to hear. I love street rap. Scarface, Cool G Rap, MC8. Them gonna always be my favorite gangster rappers, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the plus and the minus as far as hip hop here in Chicago.
Man.
Shout out Raw Ruler, man. If you don't know who do our films, our photography, it's the man right behind the lens, and we calls him Raw. Y'all get in tune. It's Ruler Images on Instagram, or follow on Raw Ruler. And he gonna get you right, whether you need video, whether you need photography. He's the one you call when you need to look good, all right? Something that I did want to touch bases with you on is 24/7 hip hop. I'm sorry, 24/7 HH. Because that platform in general, how long has 24/7 HH been around? And
It's been around for some years. It's been around for some years, but before 24/7 HH, it used to be Shrewd Management.
oh,
Yeah, it used to be Shrewd Management, and then
were you with 24/7 HH when they were Shrewd?
no, I
Okay.
wasn't with them then.
Okay, so
But I remember Shrewd. I've been there to their office downtown, and I used to hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? Like at different concerts and stuff like that. Or they used to come through at the radio station when I was working at 106 Jamz, drop like posters, album posters and stuff like that.
So what was Shrewd known for back in those times?
Marketing, media marketing, and promotion.
right up your alley.
Yeah.
All right. How did you connect with 24/7 HH?
Well, the guy that owned 24/7 HH, I've been knowing him for almost 30 years.
Mm.
And my brother Ronadeb, he used to work for. He also used to work for WNUR radio station. Him, DJ Third Rail, Jay Bird, and Sean Boyd, and I always had a good relationship. Even up to this day, that's my brother, man. I always had a good relationship with him, and me and him chopped it up, and he was telling me like, man, you know a lot of people in the music world. I know a lot of people in the music world. Like, man, come work with me. So I'm like, hey, I'm down with it, and I've been with them now for like probably 9 years.
Oh man,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's dope.
Happy anniversary.
I know, right? And I mean, also like, so under 24/7 HH, what's your role under the outlet?
Media marketing, talent relations.
Okay.
Yeah, talent relations, like the talents, like the Brittany Carters, and I try to put them on, connect them with 24/7 HH. They get have them do their interviews and stuff like that on there. Fillmore, Vic, whoever.
Over time, how have you seen things change for? Because I'm not going to consider 24/7 HH is not a blog. You know what I'm saying? It's an outlet. So
Yep.
how have you seen things like shift as of lately towards these outlets? Because, you got social media going crazy. And when I say going crazy, there's a lot of changes happening. Social media is changing left and right. YouTube is changing left and right.
The algorithm.
Exactly. So, like, what impact have you seen thus far from your 9-year tenure with 24/7 HH?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that we even got this much subscriber. We got 100,000 subscribers, you know, and it kind of, especially because, you know, like you said, social media, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, if you don't got a blue check or, you know,
a certain number of followers, and you get a K behind your name.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying. They don't show you no love, no, you know, stuff like that. So I'm surprised that we even reached this, and I'm happy about it. You know.
You say you surprised? Like
I'm
I'm
surprised
not,
because we don't. The reason why I'm surprised is because we don't have no blue check behind our social media.
that don't
None
make
of
you
it.
verified though.
Especially now, you
The
just pay
streets
for
gonna
it.
make you verify.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
You've
Yeah.
been doing this for over 30 years, right? LeBron been hooping for 20 years, over 20 years. He still love the game. He still get up and play every day. What is it about the game that you love?
It's my passion, bro. Music will always be my number one passion. It's like, you know, even when I'm like in my depressed mode or whatever, I always go back to listening to some jazz music. You know, I listen to some John Coltrane or Cal Jada or Bobby Hutcherson or Miles Davis or Nancy Wilson or Moonchild or Terrace Martin or, you know, music.
Music that make you feel something.
Exactly.
Right now, the same feeling Scarface gave in his Tiny Desk is the emotion you just gave right now on the real.
Man, that brother Scarface, that's my brother right there, man. You know, I got to hang out with him recently. They did a show, Scarface, EPMD, Dougie Fresh, and Slick Rick, and I got to chop it up with Scarface, man. You know, I met him back in 1992.
What's your favorite hip hop era and hip hop moment?
That's a good question.
I was gonna ask the hip hop moment. You put it in one. Good
Well,
shit.
you know what? I'm so stuck in my ways. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, I know a lot of the younger cats probably gonna laugh at me like old man, screaming at, you know, lawn and all that shit. But I'm still stuck in my ways, man. So the '90s will always be my favorite era. You know, Tribe Called Quest, Gangstar, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, MC Light, Queen Latifah, Moni Love,
Those was
KRS-One,
times, man. Those were some times.
Master Ace, Cool G Rap, DJ Polo, Black Moon, Sean Price, Helter Skelter, Compton Most Wanted with MCH, Spice One. I'm talking about. I'm going back before. You know, everybody think
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Look,
Tupac, and Biggie,
And Biggie,
Smalls.
yeah.
Nah, I'm going back before they even came on the scene, man. Digital Underground, MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, who, you know, she's
Roxanne.
she's a beautiful person as well too. You know what I'm saying? Full Schnickens.
Oh man, I never heard that music, but I heard who said something. I think Nas mentioned a few Snickens in a song when he
Yeah.
was talking about somebody.
Man, it was just, you know, it's so crazy you be bringing up Nas, and it was so crazy when I first hang out with him to see it, like, and I heard Illmatic, and just to see this dude, 18 years old with the chip tooth, having this type of knowledge, man, like, yeah, I'm like, this dude, 18 years old, man, dropping knowledge. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, where you get the knowledge from, man? And, you know, the first person he mentioned was like, man, bro, large professor.
Oh damn,
Extra P.
his mentor.
His mentor, Extra P. Main source. I'm looking at the front door.
Now, Jones also asked you one of your favorite hip hop moments out of your 30 years of being within this culture, man. What's one of your favorite moments that come to mind?
I got so many, man. But one of my favorite moments, there was a Rock the Bell show here in Chicago years ago, and it was MOP, Slum Village, Wu-Tang Clan, KRS-One, The Roots. And KRS-One was on stage, and the turntable had messed up.
probably start freestyling.
And
acapella.
nah, he was like, KRS-One was like, you know, I've been knowing KRS-One for a while. Me and him did a few shows together. Me, him, my boy Akbar, and rest in peace, Parker Lee. So KRS-One was like, yo, who in the crowd know how to beatbox? And when he said that, everybody turned around and looked at me. So it was so crowded, I didn't know how to get up to the front stage. He like, I need somebody to come up on the stage and beatbox. So my boy Cool Out Chris and my other homie Simeon, he in this rap group called Prime Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
They try to get me up on the stage, and when KRS-One saw me, he's like, GQ? He told the security, like, no, let him up on the stage. So KRS-One only knew me from chatting reggae dancehall. He didn't know that I knew how to beatbox. So when I went up on the stage, I beatboxed The Bridge Is Over. Ding, 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 and he rocked over it. Ding, ding, the bridge is over. The bridge is over. And we had the whole crowd rocking, man. I'm beatboxing and he rapped The Bridge Is Over. I beatbox you gotta have style. You gotta be original. And he
Could we hit it? Could we hit his beat? Could you give us a little?
Oh,
give
man,
us a
you
little.
want me
Give
to
us a little.
beatbox?
Some.
You got to.
peep this out, man. You know, I'm a beatbox, but I can't beatbox good because, you know, the incident that happened when I was in the hospital, you know, I had this IV stuck in my arm, and this nurse injected stuff in my IV called Boomex. And what Boomex does, it bring your blood pressure down and the swelling on your foot down. But the side effects is it make you dizzy. And the nurse tried to warn me that do not get up out of your bed because this stuff gonna make you dizzy. But I forgot. And I went to go use the washroom and I blacked out and I hit my head against the table. I bust my lip and I knocked out all my teeth. So ever since then, I beatbox still, but my beatbox ain't like what it used to be. But peep this out. Come to the teacher. 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 Come follow me. Another one bite the dust.
Hey.
Bring it again, bring it again, bring it again, bring it. That's all, man.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've never seen anybody beatbox
my question
in
now,
my
since
life.
you just did that right there for us, that was you on house arrest, beatboxing.
Yes, on Rufus Sim album.
Bingo amigo.
Yes,
Wow.
that was me on my brother Rufus Sim album. I've been on Rufus album. I've been on
Wow.
this group called Masseria. I was on their album. I was on Prime Meridian album.
How did the track come about with you and
Rufus Sim.
Rufus? Yes,
Well,
excuse me.
I think Vic told Rufus, like, man, GQ get down on the beatbox too, and he rap. And Rufus like, word, like, man, man, I need you to get down on my beatbox, man, on my album. So I'm like, man, come on, bro, we fam. So he like, I did the beatbox on there, and that's how that came about.
It worked so perfect. It's like you could tell like the scene y'all tried to create was like in the mess hall in the joint.
Yeah.
And that shit was perfect, man.
And just like, I don't know if y'all know, I get down on the rap too.
Oh yeah, look, I asked you earlier in the beginning.
Man, throw an instrumental on it. I kick a little something for y'all.
Okay, let me see. Oh shit! Look, you just threw it. Look, I ain't never been. Hold on, give me a.
As long as it's a
hold on, should I get out the camera?
How that sound?
Oh man, come on, man. Yeah, I'll rock over there. 1, 2. GQ Tha Teacha. The number one done on the mic now, see? Peep this out. Follow me, girl, pon the microphone stand. GQ Tha Teacha, that the damn like the one right, man, blow. Be that the one, me that the one champion. You lecture palm of the mic, follow me, girl, right, just see. The girl la palm of the mic, be that the damn gargan. The one palm of the mic, follow me, girl, right, man, blow. Pull out your M16 and your M1, fully loaded automatically. Right, ya man. You let your palm of the mic, follow me, girl, right, just see. You let your palm of the mic, me than the one styling. Follow me permanent. Go follow me permanent. In the book of Exodus, was the part the Red Sea, and you free the Israelites straight from the slavery. Pop. Follow me, know me that the one right, ya champion. Who that the article that right, ya? Me that the one right, ya man. Me that the one right, ya see. The one palm of the mic, be that the Dan Gargan. The one palm of the mic, be that the one champion. Blow. Throw your hand in the air now. Bust one shot in the air now. Follow me, pull out your M16 and your M1, fully loaded automatically. Right, ya man. Come follow me again. Come follow me again. Move your body. Come follow me, Ryan. Come follow me, girl. Right, ya see. Nigga palm of the mic, be that the Dan Gargan. Blow. It's a GQ Tha Teacha, the top celebrity on the mic now. You know, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, live.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to a party.
What?
Yo, thank you for that.
Oh my God.
That was turned.
That's
I
how you
just
kick
felt
off.
older than what I actually am. You
That's-
just transported me into a time of life I ain't never even been to.
That is how you start the year off right there.
Okay.
With the bang.
Bang.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I mean, with all that that just happened, GQ, you got to let people know your future.
I gotta ask him one more question before we go. Pinkhouse. In the music scene of Chicago, he doesn't get brought up a lot. So, the question I want to ask is, where do you put him at as far as what he means to Chicago hip hop?
Pinkhouse gonna be my number one. My number two is gonna be George Daniels. The reason why I put Pinkhouse number one is because I learned so much from this dude. He took me under his wing, and I want to thank Big Shoes and my brother, rest in peace, Mike Shane, for even introducing me to Pinkhouse. Like I told y'all earlier, if it wasn't for Pinkhouse, I would have never met none of these people, man. None of them. It was because of Pinkhouse, and it was because of Duro from Who Got Big Lips. They the one that introduced me to all these people, man. If it wasn't for Pinkhouse, I would have never known. Y'all familiar with Mary Thatcher?
No.
Yeah, I've heard of Mary Thatcher.
I would have never met no Mary Thatcher.
No Mary Thatcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot all about. Oh
I
my
would
God.
have I would have never met Mary Thatcher. I would have never worked at Dr. Wax record store in Hyde Park. I would have never known Dedry Jones. Dedry Jones and George Daniels was like the godfathers of the mom and pop record stores here in Chicago. I learned a lot from them dudes. But Pinkhouse, he gonna always be my number one.
That's dope.
And it's funny because it's a documentary out on Pinkhouse.
Oh, where at?
Yeah, my boy Chris Robinson and Mary Thatcher, they did an article.
iRobot, Christopher Robinson, the video producer.
Yes.
Word.
Oh, you know Chris?
I mean, I know his work. I mean, I
Yeah,
used to watch all the music video, making of the music videos, and so that's how I know.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Pinkhouse, that's my brother, man. And I'm always rep. I'm always rep him.
That's what's
You know what
up.
I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Jay Allen.
Man, do all your shout outs.
Man, a shout out to Jay Allen, the program director for Power 92, because Jay Allen, the one that actually took me in. Barbara Bam from Power 92. DJ Ferris. I want to give a shout out to Ronadeb from 24/7 HH. I want to shout out Vic Spencer, Vic Mensa, Johnny Smalls, John Monopoly. I want to shout out Fillmore Green, Brittany Carter, Freddie Old Soul. I want to shout out my girl Lyrical's Heart, who managed Freddie Old Soul.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout
them.
out Lyrical.
Yeah. I want to shout out my brother Noah, that was here with Panamera P. Rufus, Water. Chicago got some heavy hitters, man. Shout out to my brother DJ Premier from Gangstar, even though he's not from Chicago, he's from Houston, but
Shout out to everybody. Give
You know,
out. It ain't gotta be from Chicago. Your shout outs could go all around the world, man.
shout out to DJ Premier, that's my brother, man. Rest in peace, Guru. Shout out Jazzy Jeff, that's my brother. Shout out Bun B. Shout out Roxanne Shante. Shout out Apollo Brown. Shout out my brother Hex Murder, House Shoes. Just shout out hip hop in general, man. Shout out Illinois, shout out iLLANOiZE Radio. Shout out WHBK, my man Pugs Adams and Kevin Maxey. They doing their thing. Shout out Hyde Park Records. Shout out my sis Tifa, Shauna, Tito, the photographer. Hip hop is in good hands, man. And another thing, people was asking me what I got in the works, man. I got some stuff. I'm working. This producer from Brooklyn. He's a world-renowned producer, man. His name DJ Spinner. He's a beast on the hip hop side and the house music side. I got some stuff in the works with him. Hopefully this year. And I'm still working with Brittany. I'm still working with Fillmore. I'm working with Vic. I'm working with God. They're my fam. So I'm always plug them up.
As you should. You ain't did nothing wrong.
Any upcoming events people should be looking forward to?
Yes. My brother, who's another dope MC, y'all need to get up on. He's from Chicago. His name Water.
Okay.
Water. He throwing this event next month at Sub T. And they're going to be everybody there, man. Freddie Old Soul, Panamera P, Vic Spencer, Il Brown, Rashid Hadi. Ooh, the list
Goes on.
it goes on and on. It's a lot of heavy hitters going to be there. I think Rico Shy, everybody going to be there.
Man.
Now you shouted out everybody, right? But you got to shout out your social media. You got to shout out your email for people to connect with you. And of course, 24/7 HH. Shout out the website.
Yeah. My Instagram is GQ Tha Teacha. GQ THATEACHA. My other Instagram is 247HH. Not hip hop. 247HH. And my email is al@247hh.com.
Say that one more time.
Al, like Albert. al@247hh.com.
Oh my goodness, man.
And whatever music you got, and if I fuck with it and I like it, I don't got no problem sending it to somebody like a DJ Clips from Shade 45 or Static Selector from Shade 45 or Sway or DJ Muggs or Primo or whoever. As long as if I fuck with it, if I like it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna send it.
You ain't gonna put your name on nothing crazy.
No.
Can't fuck up your reputation.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
No, sir.
Man, it's been a motherfucking
Pleasure.
School's in session.
Yeah, most definitely.
Thank you very much, y'all.
This shit would be longer if we
stopping by.
ain't go to commercial break. Y'all should have got the conversations from the commercial break.
Man.
But those are listen.
We greatly appreciate you taking our time.
I appreciate
Slide
you, brother,
through.
for coming through here.
Thank you very much, man.
Absolutely.
Real knowledge, man. A walking history book right here, man.
Sheesh. Hey,
And
y'all.
the person you were telling me you want to introduce me to, I would love to meet him. Dilla.
Six Figure Dilla.
Six Figure Dilla.
I would love to meet him.
Chicago
Yeah, I
history.
would love to. I feel like Illinois got to orchestrate that conversation
Oh.
now.
Yeah.
And it's one more thing I wanted to plug.
Go ahead.
I wanted to plug this, and I want y'all to hear this real well. For all my Chicago hip hop family, new school and old school, from the west side to the south side to the east side to the north, it's a Chicago hip hop museum right here in Chicago, and it's called Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. It's on 45th in Indiana. Y'all want to learn the history of Chicago hip hop from going back from the 70s till now? I highly recommend y'all to come through at Chicago Hip Hop Museum. My man, Brian Gorman, he's the one that owned it. Brian Gorman and my brother Kingdom Rock from Ill State Assassin, him and Artistic from Shy Rock Nation.
Okay.
They own it. They like manage it, you know what I'm saying? But we would love for everybody to come through at that museum. We brung everybody up there. Chuck D was there. My brother Law Finesse from Digging in the Crate crew was there. We brung everybody there, man. Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum.
You know what we gonna do?
Support that museum, man.
We gonna connect with you so we can connect with him and them, so we can get most definitely. I
Will
feel like
do.
I've heard of the Chicago hip
Yeah,
hop.
it's right on 45th.
I was gonna say that.
I've been there. I've been there. Shout out to No4 Films. He did a cipher in there.
That's my dude. Yeah.
He did a cipher in there, and he invited me out to come check it out. And it
Yes.
was dope. They got pictures all on the wall.
Yeah.
Listen, they got some of our favorite rappers in the projects
Yeah.
on the wall. Like, they in the Pretty Green projects. You got Tupac in Chicago. And then you got a lot of local artists that you don't mention. And, you know, they giving them everybody their flowers from the time you walk in the door to the time you go upstairs. There's nothing but pictures in the wall and gold plaques from Chicago producers and rappers. It's a dope spot.
Chicago
I
Hip
think
Hop Heritage
Museum.
Museum.
I think we should have one because if New York could have one,
We should.
We should have one.
Chicago should have one. And it's funny, you know, I was bringing this up to I was talking to my man Cool Out Chris and Lord Cassius. We were talking about, you know, New York got this thing out there now, and you know, thanks to the brother Curtis Blow, you know what I'm saying, and Cool Herc, they started this thing out there where a lot of the artists from back in my era that don't have health care or benefits or Medicaid or Medicare, they got that out there now in New York. Why can't we do that here in Chicago? Why can't all of us get together? You know, fuck all the Hollywood shit and everybody trying to be all some funny acting and clicking up shit. Why all of us can't get together as a unit, as a group? Old school artists from my era and the new school artists. And we come together and have some kind of meeting to where we could come up with something like benefits,
Right.
healthcare, Medicaid for people like myself, Lord Cassius, Duro, and also for the new school cats, the younger cats that's out here. We gotta have some kind of healthcare benefits or something like that. We need to get, but see, Chicago's so caught up in that. Oh man, I'm with so and so clique. I'm with so and so clique. You know, everybody want to be on some Hollywood shit and stuff like that. Me, I don't got no problem calling you out if I see that. I don't be acting in Hollywood. I don't be on no bougie ass type shit. You know, cats be thinking because they signed with so and so, or you know, oh, I'm friends with Jay-Z, or I'm friend with Emory Jones, or I'm friend with so and so. I'm gonna be on some Hollywood funny act. I'm gonna call you out on it, whether you like it or not. You don't need to talk to me. I don't need to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
I like this guy, man. Love him.